The Bears hit big on Montez Sweat this last season by trading a 2024 second to the Washington Commanders at the NFL trade deadline. And with a very deep edge draft this upcoming offseason, polls can get him his partner in crime. And who would that be? Dallas Turner, edge out of Alabama. After a strong combine and pro day, he could be a huge pairing for this team to make our defensive line unstoppable for years to come. With Sweat on a 4-year contract extension, Turner would be on a 4-year rookie contract. He could learn from Montez Sweat and even be his predecessor if they don't re-sign Sweat after this extension. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning into this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. Today, I am going to run through Alabama edge rusher Dallas Turner's profile and how he fits perfectly into the Chicago Bears defense. And before I get more into Dallas Turner and why I'm excited about him, if you are excited about Dallas Turner and would want the Bears to pick him at the number 9 overall pick if he's available, obviously, smash that like button on this video to show your support along with commenting your thoughts of Dallas Turner. And as always, if you haven't already, and please could hit that subscribe button with notifications to stay up to date on all Chicago Bears news and content. So let's get into Dallas Turner, who is my number 1 edge rusher in the upcoming 2024 NFL draft, and I'm sure Ryan polls as well, considering this guy is actually an athletic god. 6'4", 248 pounds, has a hand diameter of 9 7/8 inches, a arm length of 34 3/8 inches, and a 40.5 vertical. Yes, he can touch 10'7" easy. He did it at the combine multiple times. You've seen it do it in games with pass deflection. This guy could probably even play power forward or point guard for the Bulls. I mean, he would be actually unstoppable and be the next Zion Williamson. But we're not here for that, because on top of it, he runs a 4.46 40 time, making his speed unmatched for offensive tackles. And of course, he is a top 10 projected pick at the moment, according to NFLDraftBuzz.com and many other sites. And I could see why, because this guy is going to be something special in the NFL. So last year for Alabama, after Will Anderson Jr. left, this guy did not slow down. He had 53 total tackles, 10 sacks, 15 tackles for loss, 1 pass deflection, and 2 forced fumbles for the Tide. This dude is actually a monster, clearly learning behind Will Anderson Jr., who won Defensive Rookie of the Year. And that helped him a lot become the player that he is, because he was able to take his level and go to the next one year over year. And imagine what he would do learning from one of the NFL's best in Montez Sweat. Not only that, but let's remember, defensive coordinator Eric Washington is known for developing defensive linemen, and Dallas Turner would fit right into that, as he is a coach's player and always wants to learn and be the best player on the field. So let's go into some of his strengths. Obviously, great size and speed he uses to his advantage, because the guy is always in the backfield, whether that be because of the fact that he's going after a running back or a quarterback. And he is faster than our linebacker room. Edwards and Edmonds both have slower 40 times. So he is a dual threat where he is able to drop back into coverage, also with that great vertical. This guy could be unstoppable. Now, according to our good friends over at NFLDraftBuzz.com, his defensive edge ratings are some of the best. Starting with his tackling, which is 71 out of 100. He doesn't allow anyone to get away from him, and when he's got you, you're done. You're going down. There's nowhere to go, and that's something that the Bears, especially 2 years ago, not so much last year, but continuously there's room for improvement. Broken tackles. This guy will not allow that to happen. He will wrap you up. His pass rep grading doesn't get much higher. 95 out of 100. Yeah, that is exactly what we need. And his film and stats show for that. He gets to the backfield at ease. He's able to disrupt offenses and create a ton of pressure. And him and Sweat would be an unstoppable duo. His run defense is ranked 78 out of 100. I give him an 80 because I've never seen him miss any sort of run at him or anything along those sorts. Something that Chicago boosted this past year, being one of the best run defenses in the NFL last year. But if you bring him, they would be absolutely the best run defense in the NFL. And it's coverage. The highest out of any edge, 87 out of 100, kind of like what I was talking about earlier with that 4.46 40 time. He is able to drop back into coverage, being a dual threat on short passes and mid passes. So if we didn't want to send the house, absolutely, but just create a lot of pressure and trust our other 3 guys that we're sending and have another guy drop back into coverage, would not mind that at all. Also from NFL Draft Buzz, just a few more comments. They're saying he can be anywhere, anytime. He's on the top 10 list of athletic freaks. He has such a high motor that allows allows him to be anywhere, anytime. He has solid power and burst that makes him very hard to defend, especially against an offensive lineman. And his arm length and strength allow him to get out of blocks easily and swat away at hand. So just going through that profile, I mean, what more do you want? He fills in that need of being the partner in crime that Montez Sweat needs, so it unlocks both of them to be the best they can be. He's a fast, athletic edge that Chicago needs to be a dual threat as well, to drop back into coverage on certain packages from Matt Eberflus. And it's just the key area of need on that defense that still needs to be filled. Nothing against DeMarcus Walker. He's a great rotation edge, but we need that true starter to be out there so he can help solidify this defensive roster and make us an instant contender on the defensive side of the ball. The offense, no doubt about it, is going to be great this year, no matter who our quarterback is, and especially after the additions we got. But Dallas Turner, from a defensive perspective, would solidify the whole thing. Poles has done an amazing job looking for athletes through the draft and through free agency, along with Matt Eberflus making, again, a top 3 unit in the second half of last season and showed no point of slowing down. A lot of people saying that this defense would have been unstoppable in the playoffs and they could have gone all the way to the NFC Championship just because of the defense. And in an offensive-driven league, that's really impressive. And I am pumped for 2024, especially if we get Dallas Turner. But put your thoughts in the comment section below, guys, and thank you as always for choosing Just Another Year Chicago Bears to come to get your Chicago Bears news. But with that, my name is Nick Rohde, and as always, bear down, baby.